I feel fun. And I went into the brush and they came back out. You know, God knows the life that's in creatures. But I think you can move them, family. That's way cool. You know, it's God knows the life that's in everything. You know, there's a breath of life. You know, it's not and I believe everything has sufficiency in its existence. You know, the qualitative thing, you know, in every existence and what it is, it's, you know, it's enough. It's good. You know, the life that it has, life that it lives. You know, it's quality of life and everything that it is. You know, it's you know, its presence of its awareness. You know, the you know, the lens that it looks out of. You know, it's in everything. I believe in every living creature that it is sufficient. And then you say, why is not everything equal? And the thing is everything has its place, and then it's, you know, everything, you know, everything fits to a whole, and it's not relative to another thing, because that doesn't modify its own existence. That's why I say everything has its sufficiency. You know, and if anything, we all fit a whole. You know, we appreciate even the things that are greater in any respect, and the things that are lesser in any respect. But because they're still just varied expression of creation. You know, we're all the same in that regard. Everything is the same in that regard. But who can, you know, place themselves in the existence of another thing? You know, the thing is, I say that you know, we don't know the life that's in, you know, anything. You know, even in another being, another human being. But, well, we do know fundamental things, like awareness of, you know, base reality, you know, base things that we are God created, and that we can recognize the truth of Jesus Christ, the reality of Jesus Christ. But you know, and as far as we are different, and as different as we can be, you know, but then, you profoundness of, and the fearful thing that is, the spectrum of creation, every living thing, and how varied that is. Like, but we don't know the life that's in animals, and well, one thing about talking about the life that's in us, you even see life that's that's different within us. Different people, we are varied in different ways, and as there's brothers and sisters that have broken vessels, and there's the reality of this existence is that we are subject to suffering, but the thing is that there's still love and beauty possible through it, and there's many different things that are connected to any one thing. And you say that's avoiding the point, but it goes further, because this I think that there's a necessitated reality of things. This is open realm, and something that happens in one place for any reason, has to be possible reality in another place. And the thing is, we are all valid life. But, I know that, we know that there will be separation of good and evil. We know that He will heal everything. We know that He wants to save everything, but we have to actualize ourselves. That's only proper. Being free will bearing beings. What's the nature of us that's going to take away our inclination to do this or that? I think we're according to a framework. And that's what we operate in. And you say, how are we supposed to modify? How's that supposed to be modified? What's going to be our new form? What's going to be the nature of that? Essence of that, I think that it's just going to be, we understand things through our lens and scope, through our normal, what we're regularly introduced to. And we can imagine things as far as we can imagine things. And you say that there's absolutes. But I think that's even subjective. You consider that nothing was, from a certain view, that nothing at Genesis was, it's not that nothing became everything. It's that everything placed something into nothing. And, everything possible, what's to be made of that. I think that creation, how can, then how can everything possible, infinite, produce something? Because it can only reflect infinite. Like infinite can only reflect infinite. But I say that form, there can, absolute form, can contain infinite, can contain perfection. It's just that well, what is sufficiency in essence? Just an exact form. It's just that a specificity. I'm struggling because I understand this family. I do. I do have one. I have understood this, but I'm struggling to. I'm struggling to relay it. It's. There's only reality is only possible by normal patterns, by normalcy. And it's only possible by definition and things. And what is perfect essence in form? I don't know. I guess that's us, because we do have a seamless natural. Consider that. Consider we have a seamless natural. That's perfect essence and form. But then it's perverted, and that's what we observe, these intermixed. But it's 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 what is life in animals? And I believe that God can move animals. I've prayed before family, and I was praying concerning something, and fervently praying, and I don't know what the odds are of this. And I've but I don't, these two things, I don't consistently pray asking for what I was praying for. And then I have seen doves outside of my house and land, but in the amount of time that they would land, and then that aligning with what I was praying for, that exact specific thing. I mean, the thing is, that doesn't really happen. I was praying for something, and I asked God, I believe it was along the lines, and I don't remember exactly, but I think it was, God, just please show me that if I can do this, I was praying and praying and praying and praying and praying and praying, and I asked God, if you're willing, well, I don't remember exactly what I said, but to the effect of, if I'm sure, if you're willing, then show me, please have, I don't know if it was 2 doves or 2 birds. I believe it was 2 doves. 2 doves. Please have two doves land. And then it must have been within 2 seconds, family. Like 3 seconds, 3 seconds. That's what happened. It's a fearful thing, family. Fools, they go to great, to speak in any way of anything connected to him. And then we go to the lengths that we do. But it's perfect because we move how we would move. Think about that. It's perfect. It's perfect that our God's all powerful. And it's perfect that he's good. He's perfectly good. And it's here to be found, family. It's here to see. Because you look at the nature of everything, and you look at everything that's necessitated, and it's here. You can tell it's more than just the ripples that are produced on the surface. It's very much that there's a logical structure to things, and you can conclude everything. Everything's, and as far as we can, it's here for us to see. There are hard things here, but those things aren't to be shied away from. And, they are to be confronted, and with him, by him, with his strength. And, it's just, fighting for our God. He's our creator, family. How can we come against our creator? And you say this and that, and I say, look closer. He's not against us, family, and he will make everything perfect. He will heal everything, and he wants to save everything. We have to decide what we want. And in the end, God is the source of all good, all beauty, all life, all light, and all love. These things aren't emergent properties of reality. So, just that. And he's perfect. He will make everything perfect. He will separate good and evil. He will kill all evil. God is perfect, family. There's 2 things that are introduced. It's our free will, and relative to evil, and then there's evil introduced. There's evil entities that produce necessitated, that are active in necessitated reality. The thing is, we are free agents. And God will separate us from that. He will protect us. But we have to decide that. We have free choice, family. God does not tempt us. We tempt ourselves. But he loves you. Family, from the bottom of my heart. I'm a damn dog. I'm nothing. And I see, I've felt and experienced his love. Our God's a real, family. And he gave his son, and he died for you. But you have to decide what you want. He's not a part of life. He is life, family.